The ANZ CSGO Invitational is presented by Carl's Jr., home of great American burgers.
My gamer tag is Stillo and I compete for Tainted Minds.
The man with the brain, can he do it? 1v1. Oh, you Stillo, you machine!
I think he's way better than Chase.
But oh my goodness, Zeusy just going to work.
Tags and Frequent, and I play for the GC Sports Club.
Oh, and Frequent has completely outplayed him. Beautiful frag.
A good bunch of lads, but, you know, just too good, I think.
He's looking free. Look at us, some free food! This is insane. This is Counter-Strike at its best. Wow! That's my boy!
Under a corner. And it's not often they check it. Indy's able to peek out. He's going to get annihilated by Herb. And he's already... Oh, maybe it's two, but no, it'll be Iron going down early. He will be able to drop Lonsdale. He drops Stat as well. Bomb plank now comes through.
Good evening and welcome to the Let's Play Live CSGO ANZ Invitational brought to you by Carl's Jr. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. I'm Dallas CSGICITY and joining me as per usual, my partner in crime, Thomas Blackout Richmond. And tonight, Tom, grand finals night. Are you pumped?
I'm pumped. I'm thick and ready to go.
I can't believe we brought that bootylicious one back, but it is indeed the grand finals tonight. We have Tainted Minds taking on Chiefs in a best of three, and I just absolutely can't wait.
Yeah, no, we've got two awesome CS teams here ready to duke it out at the LPL studios, so I'm sure we're going to have a cracking game tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, so it's so good to see both of these teams, you know, back in action. We saw Chiefs last night here, you know, duking it out with Legacy. What a series that was, but Tainted Minds, you know, going through the season, 5-0, no losses across the board. They're going to be feeling pretty good, surely.
Yeah, exactly right. You got Tainted Minds coming in hot off the season, but also you got Chiefs there. You've seen a lot of passion last night. I think they were really keen and up for that game, so I think tonight they're going to be more of the same from them.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, I mean, having a look at, you know, the games last night as well, Legacy really came out of the gate swinging. Yeah,
no, Legacy showed that they deserved to be here. They actually gave Chiefs a run for their money, especially on that first map. They sort of slowed down a bit on the second and third, but yeah, they played well last night, and they can definitely be proud of their efforts. Yeah,
and as we sort of went on there, we saw Chiefs find their form, you know, as they went through, and really sort of stuck it to, I'd say, Legacy in those last two games. You know, 16-6, 16-4, really sort of tough losses for them.
Yeah, exactly right. They put the pressure on early, and they didn't really give in. They had some crucial rounds there, and they pretty much dominated them really those last two maps.
Well, if it is your first time tuning in, which it's probably not, let's have a look at the tournament structure to see how we've gotten to the grand finals. So we had 6 teams playing in a round robin. Everyone's played each other once in a best of 1. The team that finished first went straight on to the grand final, which is Tainted Minds, undefeated, I might add. And seeds 2 and 3, Legacy and Chiefs, duked it out in our semi-final last night, where obviously Chiefs managed to make it through. What are the boys playing for, you might ask? Well, Legacy have secured themselves that third place spot, picking themselves up $2,000. Now tonight is the night. First and second, $5,000 for first, $3,000 for second. So we'll see who's taking home what tonight. And how can you win at home, you might be asking? Well, our friends at Carl's Jr., tonight is the last night that these prizes could be unlocked. If someone gets an ace, that's going to be free small chips and a drink. If someone gets a knight, that'll be free small fries. And if someone does the unthinkable, very unlikely tonight with the caliber of teams they've got, picks themselves up a 16-0, you can head into Carl's Jr. and pick yourself up a free cheeseburger. And I mean, how fitting would that be tonight if someone managed to pick a 16-0 up?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's highly unlikely. The chance the cheeseburger is probably gone, but there could be some more chips and drinks, I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking, because we haven't seen it all season, you know, to get that free cheeseburger out on the final night would just be so fitting. But I mean, there was also that meetup today where you could meet the players, get some free food and stuff. Did you manage to get down there?
No, unfortunately not, but I heard it went all right, so it should have been good.
Yeah, I went down there, you know, managed to get myself a couple of jerseys for freebie, so...
Snag a free jersey and a free feed.
Yeah, don't doubt him though, they don't know that I've got it just yet.
They're going to want it back, mate.
But yeah, last night we saw Legacy taking on Chiefs, and what an absolute series this was. We can see here Chiefs and Legacy. In that first game, Legacy really took it to them 16-11, and then it was all Chiefs from here, 16-4 and 16-6. man, Chiefs, they were really found their form in those last 2 games.
Yeah, no, after that first game, they looked a bit dejected and just a bit lackluster. But the second and third map, they showed a lot more passion, and they showed that they're the team that they're meant to be really in those last few games.
And I mean, I think it's extremely important for Chiefs to find themselves, you know, having that momentum coming in against Tainted Minds. You know, Tainted Minds undefeated in our tournament. Very, very strong roster as well. Chiefs really need that momentum coming into this, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. Tainted Minds is a formidable team. Coming up against them, you really want to start off well and get on the front foot. You know, you don't want to be chasing it back with them blokes. But I think Chiefs will honestly be quite confident. They'll come into this game knowing that they have a pretty good chance of winning this game. It's a really close game.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of confidence. You know, we've sort of seen the boys all throughout the evening tonight. You know, and there's a lot of we're better than them. No, we're better than them. Just the constant back and forth.
Yeah, no.
So I can't wait to see it here. We can see the lads warming up here now. Obviously, blue here for the Chiefs squad. It's a bit dark here, but the boys are back in action.
Yeah, no, they're focused in that dark room, loving it.
Right into the CS dungeon. And I mean, Tux, you know, what a performance he had last night, picking up that ace and unlocking the prize for everybody.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I like the emotion that he showed after the 5 kills as well. It was good to see.
Yeah, and I mean, that's one thing that's, you know, gives it the edge, you know, when you've got the players on LAN. Obviously, the quality of CS is better, the aiming's better, all that sort of good stuff. But also getting to see the boys' reactions, you know, how they come together as a team and how they hold themselves together, even when they're on the back foot, is really a sight to see.
Yeah, exactly right there. It brings a whole different element to it. You fire up a lot more, you get a lot more into it. Your teammates are right there with you, you know. The vibes pick up a lot, and LAN it's definitely good for that.
And that was one thing we sort of noticed as well last night, is that Legacy, you know, got that first win, looked really good, you know, coming into match number 2. But once they started, you know, losing a few rounds, it was hard for them, and you could see them being slightly, you know, it was hard for them to build that confidence back up. Whereas Chiefs, you know, even coming off some tough rounds and some tough losses, always looked like they were ready to go.
Yeah, exactly right. It felt like whenever the 50-50 rounds, they sort of went in the way of Chiefs, and they sort of capitalised on that, and it seemed like they were just ready to really push away. Legacy was sort of just ready for the close fight, but I think Chiefs just knew that they were just too strong in the end there.
So yeah, the matchup tonight, best of 3, the grand final for the LPL CSGO ANZ Invitational, Tainted Minds taking on Chiefs. I mean, we've been waiting all these weeks for this moment here, and we're finally here, and it doesn't feel real at the moment.
No, it doesn't. This is the game you come to see. Like these are the teams you want to watch.
So yeah, here we go. We've got Chiefs. We saw them last night, and we'll see them again tonight. It's Moe, it's Texter, it's Tux, it's Infrequent, and of course, it's Flix.
All these blokes are heavy hitters. Honestly, all 5 of these can really step up at any point in time and make a name for themselves. But I want to look at Tux tonight. I think Tux, he actually only recently left Chiefs a month or so ago and joined Tainted Minds, and actually came back to this lineup. So I think I wouldn't say bad blood, but there's a bit of
rivalry.
Yeah, a bit of rivalry is the word to say there. So it's going to be a good game. There's a bit of rivalry going on there.
Yeah, and I mean, all the lads last night as well, they were absolutely popping off, you know, in their own elements. You know, Moe having some very extremely clutch kills. You know, Texter, that round on Nuke was absolutely insane from him running through the molly.
Fair.
And, oh man, Infrequent, some of those shots he was getting, you could see the looks on the Legacy boys' faces. But let's have a look at Tainted Minds and see if it's going to be happening to them. It's Apoc, it's Offnu, it's Zeusy, it's Sicko, and of course, you love him. You might hate him if you're versing him. It's Ustillo.
Yeah, the random stuff Ustillo, he's definitely one to watch out for. But all these blokes, they're all top players in their region. You look at Sicko there, he's probably the best AWP player in the region. He's a really quality player. You look at, obviously, Ustillo, he's probably the most experienced player on the server tonight. He's actually played overseas in North America for the past few years, so him recently coming back, he definitely has a lot of firepower and a lot of skill. Yeah,
and I mean, you've sort of crowned Sicko not only as the best AWPer, but generally the best player in the region.
Yes, in my opinion, he has the highest skill ceiling probably of the players in the region at the moment. Maybe not with Ustillo coming back, it probably evens it out a bit, but yes, that is my opinion.
Nice. Little fanboy, eh? We'll make sure you get your shirt signed by him before the end of the night. But let's have a look at the Tainted Minds player profiles.
I'm Apoc. I'm from Team Tainted Minds.
I founded the alias Sicko, and I play for Tainted Minds.
My gamer tag is Ustillo, and I compete for Tainted Minds.
My gamer tag is Zeusy, and I compete for Tainted Minds.
My name is Offnu, and I play for Tainted Minds.
To date, this is probably the best roster I've ever played with, just in terms of all 5 players.
Playing with this roster is probably, personally, I think they have the most talent in all the teams.
We've got 5 really talented players. Some people think we have some of the best roles in Australia.
I think this is going to be probably the best team that I've been a part of once we can figure everything out. There's been a lot of changes in the team, but it's promising.
For the best teams in A?
So far this LPL season we've performed exceptionally. I don't think we've even been contested in the game yet, and I don't imagine we will be tonight either.
Well, obviously, we came first in the LPL standings before the LAN final, so we obviously can beat everyone here, so hopefully we can take them into the grand final as well.
We actually played very good in the BO1 format with them this season. We're very good when we get a good start, good with momentum. It'll be interesting to see how we do in a best of 3.
To me, the most exciting thing about the LPL season is definitely just getting towards the finals, because I'd personally never been to New Zealand or Auckland, so I was very excited to come here.
Yeah, I mean, coming here is awesome. I think a few of the guys told me, that it's in the SKYCITY thing or whatever, and they said it's a pretty cool setup, so I was pretty interested to come check it out, and yeah, it's pretty cool so far.
I don't know, I guess all games are generally pretty exciting because they're on TV and whatnot, and with the added Carl's Jr. thing, trying to get some knives and trying to get some aces or whatever, it was pretty fun.
I expect Chiefs to put up a good fight. They're notoriously always a better LAN team, but my experience playing with them, I believe that this Tainted Minds team is better, so I'm expecting a 2-0 victory.
I think it'll be kind of a brawl game. There'll be a lot of not necessarily structured gameplay, but both of us will be brawling pretty hard against each other.
They'll play a pretty tough, fast-paced game, so we just have to be on our toes and hit our shots, and we should be able to beat them.
I think if we show up, we shouldn't have a problem, but they're probably going to say the same. So, I mean, I think it'll be a good final, so just tune in.
Oh, there we have it, hearing from the Tainted Minds lads. And I mean, last season we saw Tainted Minds make it all the way to the grand final, got to take Greyhound on, and then there, disappointingly, they came out with the loss. Do you feel that they kind of wanted to have Greyhound in the grand final?
I mean, they would like to have Greyhound at the event, I'd say. Chiefs, Greyhound are a top 4 team at the moment, so you obviously want to play them. But I think the rivalry with Chiefs is probably up there more right now with the whole Tux thing, and just the way that Chiefs are playing as well. So I don't think they'll be mind with that, no.
I guess actually as well, I'm kind of answering my own question, because they did get their revenge, in the round robin play there as well. They really wiped the floor with them in that first week, I believe it was. It was our season opener, so
yeah,
they managed to get their revenge and to the grand final, and Greyhound nowhere to be seen, obviously, due to a few travel issues.
Yeah, no, Silver Dogs aren't here, which sucks, but yeah.
Well, let's have a look at tonight's key matchup of the players here, and I have a feeling I know who it's going to be. It's Ustillo coming up against Tux. I mean, talk to us a little bit about this, Tom.
Well, this is the rivalry we've been talking up, so it's quite fitting to see both these lads here. In terms of their play style, they're both rifle players. They're both solid players. They if you look at Ustillo, I think he comes into his team as probably his primary role would just to be a fragger. He would probably be the fragger for the team, getting a lot of frags, just making a nuisance for himself, really opening up rounds, getting a lot of opening kills, and that sort of play. If you look at Tux, he's more of a stable player. He can do everything. He's very versatile. He is quite vocal within his team. I don't think he's calling, but he would obviously be chipping in with some of that sort of stuff. He comes up with a lot of vital frags as well. You see him last night, he got a 5K and that. So he's a very versatile player and experienced player. So they're both very vital to their team.
You mentioned there, getting those clutch sort of moments. Who do you think out of these two is, the clutcher?
That's a hard question. I think they're both good clutches. You've seen actually Ustillo come up with a 4v1 the other week on Mirage back at B bomb site, and you've also seen him come up with that clutch on Inferno at Boost there. So if you're going on that, you'd probably stay Ustillo. This season, he's definitely probably been the clutch player for the whole tournament, so you'd have to go with Ustillo on that one.
I mean, I'm really excited to see, obviously, Tux, having that fire in him now, ready to get one against, the boys who've just let him go and let them know, you've made a big mistake in letting me leave back to the boys and Chiefs.
Exactly right. I'm sure Tux, he's got a lot of fire in that belly at the moment.
Well, speaking about fire in their bellies, we do have Nutters and Wayfarers standing by. Boys, how are we feeling? Are we ready for the grand final tonight?
Yeah. No, fantastic.
Yeah, I think we're absolutely pumped. Yeah. I mean, look, Tom said he was thick and pumped. I think we're pumped and thick with 3 Cs.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this one. Tainted Minds,
Probably coming into this one swinging Chiefs. They're going to be on the back foot from the start, but I think they're up for a massive fight.
Oh, this is going to be a great grand final. I mean, this is what these teams have worked for. Being here in Auckland, it's a great time and great opportunity to see the sights, but also we're going to see some great Counter-Strike.
Yeah, so, I mean, look, we have the map pool in front of us. We had a little bit of an interesting veto. It didn't go as a few people thought. We do know that they quite enjoy playing Nuke. We saw, I believe, Inferno in a previous map pool. But at the moment, I suppose maps for tonight are going to be Inferno, Cache, and should we get to map number 3, it will be Mirage. So 3 relatively staple maps in an Australian map pool.
Yeah, and first up, we're going to see Inferno, and I'm really looking forward to see this. Tainted Minds starting on the CT side. It's going to be a good matchup, and I mean, what they were talking about earlier is that they get rounds on the board early, they close out games. So it'll be good to see Tainted Minds come out with a banger on the pistol round, and here we are, going into the pistol round. Match start.
Here we go. We've got the 5 sets of armor for this Chief side. We've got the 3 sets, including a kit, smoke, a couple flashes, and an HE over on the Tainted side. T-sided start for Chiefs. It's somewhere I think I could see them picking up a few good rounds. But I have to admit, I was watching these Tainted boys warming up earlier, and their USPs were absolutely on point. Frequent is going to be pushing up towards top mid. Zeusy actually expecting a double push into Boiler here. Texter needs to avoid making any noise, but they're walking into this 4 stack. No, he's got to check it. Texter picks up Sicko, picks up Zeusy, and quickly out onto this A site. Ustillo picks up 1, picks up 2, looking for a 30. Back away into apartments, tapping out. Won't be able to pick up a 3rd. Down to that 3 versus 3. The bomb will rotate onto the site. Flix should be able to plant that rather safely.
Oh, Moe's standing up right now and doing some damage. That was terrific pickup to bring his team back into the game. 3v3 with the bomb down. APOC getting a retake kill onto the A side. This is fantastic work from these Tainted Minds boys.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful work so far. Nade gonna drop in. That'll be Flix heavy tagged. And a push coming on through. Good chance here. APOC will pick up Flix. Now leaving just Infrequent sitting down in pit. Smoke goes onto the bomb. Infrequent taps out off Nu. The kit is not going to be of... Yes, it will be. That'll do. Infrequent cleans up with the final 3 kills, but Tainted Minds will pick up the round.
What an explosive start to the game. That went back and forth. 2 kills towards the Chiefs. We thought they had it. Then they brought it back with Moe up on apartments. That was a beautiful 2 kills. Bomb plant, APOC getting 2 retake kills. These guys are pumped. That was beautiful work from Tainted Minds to be able to win that, but it went so close. It was all the way to the wire.
Yeah, APOC and Ustillo are going to be pulling out the M4s. 2 MP9s being on Sicko and Zeusy. Off Nu with the FAMAS. Texter heavy tagged early with that P250. Gonna be Ustillo popping off some shots down mid. Zeusy been held off ever so slightly by that Molotov, but he's going to push down. He gets right in behind this smoke.
Right, he's gathered up so much information at this point. They've got full map control. The CTs, they're looking to come out of this clean. They're looking to use those MP9s to boost the economy and start building up that money for those rifles later in the game. And we talked about it in the previously when we come across this map. Utility is so important.
Yeah, beautiful work there from the Tainted boys. Zeusy picks up a nice little double with the MP9 for Mars to finish it off for OffNu. And it does make it a nice early 2-0 lead for Tainted.
Yeah, that's also money in the bank to be able to buy those nades. Nades, utility, smokes, mollies. It's going to be influential on this game. That's what Inferno's all about. Coordinating these nades on the attack to do early damage. So when you get into these duels, they don't have the HP to be able to compete with you. Especially on early banana control.
So his biggest issue as well when you win a round like that, with your FAMASs and MP9s, you don't always upgrade them. And given this most recent economy change, at this point, you kind of know that the AKs are coming out 3rd round, but they've got a lot of extra utility out of it from that 2-round loss bonus. At this point, I don't think they're... Well, I mean, I know they're expecting the AKs, but they really just have to hope that they're able to hold and make these MP9s do the majority of the work, or at the very least, some extremely early damage, so as even if they are 2 men down, Chiefs have lost half their health across all players.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they've only done a little bit of a dent to their HP at this stage, but it's still noteworthy to consider that Infrequent has lost 30% of his HP. An aggressive play here from OffNu. He gets picked by Flix. That's going to be influential on that that banana control. Zeusy recovering with the MP9. That's great work from him.
And we'll also see Ustillo taking out Tux as Texter's now going to try and push down into Boiler. Smoke comes on through. I don't know if they're expecting Ustillo to still be under Nick, but he will peek out, and that will be the frag. Moe does get one in return, but he's heavy tagged down to 12 points of health. They know where these final 2 players are. Flashes and Smokes coming over onto this B site. Frequent. He's He's gonna survive. Oh, he gets the flick onto APOC. And Sicko and Ustillo now. 2 versus 2. Sicko with the MP9. It will clean up both of these players. A couple of bullets, that's it. That nade is gonna miss. It's not gonna do enough. Moe still has 11 points of health. They are just gonna be waiting for Ustillo to peek from CT as well. The problem is, it does only take 1 bullet from each of these Chiefs players to actually pick up a kill. And it won't be successful as Infrequent. Oh my lord! Picks them both up over towards construction. I don't think he knew they were both there.
That was a massive pickup from Moe and Infrequent to be able to win that round. I thought Tainted had it, but that team flash from Moe over the top, that was perfect for Infrequent to be able to peek and make that kill. Transition and got the second as well. That was massive play from him. This game is so intense. We're seeing Infrequent show up with 6 kills already. 2-1 to the Tainted Minds. Chiefs are in this game. Wow.
Flash up towards top mid. Sicko is actually still on the FAMAS, so, you know, there's not going to be seeing that early AWP control from him yet. We haven't seen Infrequent pulling one out either, so they obviously, the economy was not super positive after losing 3 players. And as such, they do now have to keep trying to build in.
Well, the CT players at the moment, they have that banana control, and Chiefs are playing a slow game. They're playing for that slow map control. They're being careful. They're looking for that aggressive play from the CT players. They know Ustillo often goes for aggressive plays into house and carpets, and they're just picking up on that and using their rifles at the moment to overpower them. But here we are. We're approaching the mid connector through boiler and mid. Be interesting to see how much utility they use to gain the space. 2 players have rotated back to banana. If they get this pick on that player, it's going to be influential. They'll be able to decide and rotate to either side.
Yeah, it's going to be nice and slow from Chiefs. They've left themselves 35 seconds to play with. Sicko's going to get quite aggressive over here by Diggity. And he's going to get flashed, but it'll be Offnu peeking outside. Infrequent picks up a nice little double. Offnu and Sicko will both fall. It's going to be Ustillo, the man with the P90, hiding behind the car. But oh, he picks up 1. He's hunting. He's looking for a second. Moe, he's going to be able to peek out. Flix will take down APOC. And Zeusy, 1v3. He's got the M4. He doesn't have a kit. He's got no utility. May be able to catch the bomb carrier. But no. No, he will essentially get off the site for free.
Infrequent has been massive so far for Chiefs. He has been getting some monster frags so far, and this is a huge performance from him this early in the game. We've talked about him as an AWP player, and he hasn't even picked up that gun just yet. But with this sort of form, we might see him continue with the AK.
I suppose it all depends on... I think it doesn't depend on how Infrequent's going to do with the AWP, or his form on the AK. I think a lot of this is going to come down to when Sicko pulls out the AWP and how Sicko's performing on that CT side with it. If Sicko's getting those frags, they need Infrequent to be able to pick up the AWP on the T side to counteract that and at least win. You'd hope that he wins at least sort of 60-70% of those duels against Sicko.
Yeah, I think Sicko on the CT side on Inferno is probably one of the best AWPers on this map. He plays these 3-point plays where he takes mid, he falls back to jungle, he takes CT spawn, he rotates off these shots, so he picks up a frag, falls to the next line. The aggressive players that play towards him, he picks them up. He plays the positions really well. But not only that, I don't think I've ever seen somebody on the A bomb site AWP as defensively and as accurately as he does. He holds that A site on lockdown with that AWP, and we haven't seen that yet, but Chiefs might not even play that sort of card against them. So
the only other person I know to hold an A site so perfectly and aggressively with an AWP got 50 at IEM, and that's the Nifty 50.
The Nifty 50. That was a massive performance. Beautiful. That was a massive performance.
If Sicko can take some sort of inspiration from that, it'd be stunning.
Well, these guys, they're their own players. They don't look towards anybody else at this game. They don't idolize anybody else at this stage. These are professionals. I mean, they are where they are now because they completely believe that they're the best in the world. Well, they might not be the best in the world yet, but I mean, that's the ultimate goal. That's what you want to achieve when you play this game.
I suppose
you have to aim big.
Yeah, you say they don't idolize other players. But I'm not saying idolize, I suppose.
Respect. They
respect the other players, but they also learn from them. It's like, you know, it's all well and good if you think you can play Cash and you're the best AWPer on Cash. That's fine.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a different map, maybe you're not the best. Maybe it's not. I mean, as it is, this is Chiefs pick. So you don't know exactly how Tainted Minds are feeling coming into this one.
Yeah.
And you do think, well, who can I think back to who's had a massive round on this map or can do what I do on this map? And you'd say that that level of respect just sort of hovers there. You respect those players. You learn a little bit from how they perform. But we are having a couple of technical issues at the moment. A couple of minor keyboard things. So we are hopefully going to get back into it pretty soon.
You're right, though. The meta is constantly changing. So to be adaptable and to keep improving, you have to constantly watch other players. But that's why they regard themselves as the best, because they put in the work to be able to do that. They got Ferg. We saw Ferg just sitting in behind them. You might have seen that on camera just before. He's their coach. You see him giving messages onto the players. He keeps them focused. He redirects them when they're getting frustrated with tactics not working. He gives them something fresh and new to sort of change the game in a different perspective or dynamic. But again, we're looking at the scoreboard and we're seeing 8 frags on Infrequent, and that's positive from Chief so far. He's doing all the damage for them right now, and those frags are coming in early.
Yeah, and I do have to wonder, maybe Sicko, he's currently sitting no kills. It doesn't, I mean, at this point it is going to be an eco, so it doesn't look too hopeful that it'll pick any up this round either. But do you think it'll be a 3-round loss bonus? He's going to pull out an M4. Do you think we're going to see the AWP come out early for him, or I suppose at the next available opportunity?
They'll be wanting to bring that AWP on him ASAP. What I think will be interesting is whether or not he has a utility to support it. But I think it'll be interesting whether or not Infrequent decides to upgrade from this Mac 10 onto an AWP, and then I'm looking forward to that duel that comes up.
Oh, that's why he's got the Mac 10. He knows this is an eco. He just wants to go in and farm that and guarantee himself the utility behind his own AWP. But Moe, through the edge of the smoke, will be able to catch Zusi out. Infrequent looking to push around. Offnu's upgrading himself onto the M4. He will be trying to pick up something here. He's going to peek around. He's got to spot out and catch out. Moe drop flicks as well. And that is beautiful play. But APOC is going to fall at the hands of Texter. Texter drops down to less than 30 points of health. Offnu peeks out. Texter picks up a second. Infrequent, he's getting tagged up by Sicko. And no, Infrequent's actually going to be able to wrap around Archside. He could pop through CT if he wanted, but these two players are both on A. It's going to be Tux dropping out Sicko. Stillo peeks through. Stillo actually gets one with the P250. They're going to wrap onto this B site, but man, he has got the read already. His move straight through towards Banana. Stillo has the health advantage, but it's just going to be a case of aim punch, you'd have to say.
It would be interesting if Chiefs can pick up. Oh, that's a one-on-one with the bomb not planted just yet. 6 HP, he's got a big task. His hand, that nade has come in. Kobe, what a play. What a little bit of luck. But, I mean, that was a tight round. We were calling it the eco. Offnu got perfectly timed 2 kills with that peek, shooting the first player with the nade, reacting and getting the headshot onto the other player. That was a beautiful pickup. He changed the round and the dynamics so quickly.
I think, you know, we're trying to talk about Sicko and his AWP here. He's got to pull out an M4 yet again, obviously, to get that buy-in with the team. Do you find that, I understand Sicko, he's an amazing player, but at some points he does struggle with matching his AWPing and rifling. You know, some days he has a good day, he's both good on the AWP and the rifle. Other days...
I wouldn't say so. I think he's an all-round player. I don't think he's restricted to the AWP. You know, in the early days, he wasn't really known for his AWP. He's come along recently, especially with Order, and he's picked up that role and taken on the responsibility of that. Obviously, he pushed off Alistair. And so he's come to the Tainted Minds team as the dedicated AWPer, and he's been doing a fantastic job. But I think he's got the skill and capacity to be able to just perform on any gun in the game.
How many frags for you, Stillo, here, if they push A? The man is boosted on top of Diggity. The smokes are coming over. Flash goes down. Offnu's got to peek out. Infrequent got to be holding second mid. Apox managed to drop Moe early. Usillo, he can still just sit on top of Diggity. They haven't checked him. That's going to be 1. Looking for 2. Tux is going to peek through, but Tux falls to his Sicko. That's a nice couple of kills from Sicko. Spots flicks towards top mid, I believe. And Sicko will peek through. Molotov comes out, but he's got the bomb. He can actually back away. We see Usillo does pick up a double. But that position, you doubt he'll be able to use that again without it getting checked.
Oh, well, we saw a beautiful play from Sicko there, picking up 2 kills. He's shutting down the mid push. That was what that's what we expect from him on the jungle side of mid. He does a fantastic job on that. They can still fall back from that if they lose players. And, you know, they do have a very nice CT structure. It's interesting seeing how Chiefs are playing this game. They're quite slow at the moment. They're anticipating an aggressive play from Yustilo, and Yustilo is playing into that right now. But a limited buy is going to be influential on his aggressive push. But they've got good information here. They've got banana control. That's going to help them on their way.
Yeah, influence is key. At this point, Tux just playing around apartments. As smoke goes down, they obviously know there's only one player carpet, and that will be Texter finding the frag. Tux picks up the rifle as well. All of these Chiefs players with that force do have armor in behind it. So these players have got quite a push on their hands.
Well, this could play against Zusi.
He is that solo B site holder, and if he gets caught out in banana...
He's in no man's land right now, and that smoke is quickly fading. He has got to get out of there, and he understood that. Now we're seeing a fast play with the pistols towards B site.
I mean, at the same time, he isn't... Whilst he's the solo holder, Chiefs don't know that, so they still have to play cautiously towards the site until they've figured that out, even if they did pick him.
Well, this is nice. I mean, they forced to rotate onto the B side, so that leaves 2 defenders on A, and they're doing a set execute right now using their smokes. This is beautiful play. They've got 30 seconds to go. They've got to push through A fast. Faster they are, they're going to capitalize on these trades. APOC's going to be asked to do a big play here. Let's see if he can pull out of it.
He's going to find one. Texter instantly gets that trade back off Nuke through the smoke. Tries to walk through, but Moe is going to absolutely cap him. Sicko tries to pop off a couple of shots, but that's it. A very early call. And Tainted will be saving these rifles. That was...
Oh, that was a great approach from Chiefs. I really like their style, how they just switch it up and they the game reads have been fantastic. We noticed it against Legacy on Mirage yesterday. They go towards the A site, they sell a big decoy, they leave a player marked on position to just convince those CT players to rotate, to reinforce the bomb site, and then they switch off. The bomb goes to the opposite way. They get the plant, the after plant scenario, forcing the CTs into a position where they're most vulnerable. But, you know, I mean, that's got to be Moe, right? That's on Moe, the IGL, making these important calls.
I like that little quad boost there. Just like two players on top of 2 players. That's kind of like, that's like when you used to go swimming and you get someone on your shoulders and you do jousting.
Okay.
Can you imagine run boost jousting? Oh, good. I'm starting up a new game mode when I get home. Either way, Chiefs, they will take the lead yet again. 4-3 right now. I've got questions as to whether Tainted are going to, you know, pull their way back through when they get a decent buy. But at this point, you know, we're back onto that from us. UMP doesn't look, I suppose, swimming for Tainted.
No, the CTs have really struggled with the economy so far. Not being able to bring that AWP into the game yet. And Chiefs, I mean, they're running with it right now with the AKs, and they got a couple of enforcer support. But this is a great play from Chiefs. I think it's really important that they play this passive style early. I think it's really working out in their favor, and they should keep running with it. It's just that they keep getting that first kill every round, and then that late mid control.
Either way, Sicko is going to peek top mid. He picks up infrequent nice and early. Offnu's already pushed down bottom mid. He spots out one, but oh, the trigger discipline could have actually picked him up a couple more. It doesn't matter though, they do have a 2-man advantage. Zusi onto the extra AK does make it a slightly easier play, as these taps can now start coming through, but Tux, he's already up. Short side, Ustilo picks up one, Sicko drops him, and Moe left 1v5. The man has to come up absolutely clutch here. He's got Offnu already pushed up top mid, peeking around towards Boiler. Imagine if he got the knife. Ooh.
Oh, well, that's right. We've got these specials that these players can unlock for us tonight.
But just the game awareness, though. Offnu, he backs away from top mid again, goes back down towards bottom banana. It's just that awareness that, well, he's not showed his face again. He's aware that there's no chance of the bomb being planted. They are going to go hunting. No! But Moe's actually going to be able to pick up what should be the final kill of the round. Gets away to the kitchen. Probably cooking up some Carl's Jr. And Tainted. They managed to time Chiefs out perfectly.
Yeah, well, we see 4 rounds each on the board. It was a great push from Offno down banana to catch them by surprise from behind. It really threw them off, and then they got stuck in diggity towards the A side, and Sicko got a double kill. But we see Yustilo, the player that we brought into this game, is one of the star players to look out for. And an ex-Renegade, the replacement of Tux on this lineup, he's showing up with 10 kills so far. And I think we did expect that on the Inferno map. We've seen some big plays from him recently. An aggressive pick from APOC is not successful.
Yellow picks up one, Flix gets another, Sicko with another double kill. Texter finally cleans him up. Mo will put that smoke down towards the archers. Texter will be able to plant the bomb. And it leaves Offnu and Zusi 2v2 on the retake. Kits on both players, only a smoke on Offnu, only a flash on Zusi. Texter's got to fall early. Flash will go over. And Moe sitting down in pit. He knows where at least one of these players is, but that rotate down through out boiler. Both players coming from Diggity could cost Moe his life. Smoke will go down onto the bomb. Flash comes through. Moe just sitting at...
Oh! Wow! Moe with 2K clutch. That was massive. And we were in sync as well, mate.
Did you hear? I went, oh, and you went, oh, and it was like, oh!
Oh, wow, what a monster play. That is a grand final play. 5-4 towards Chase. Man, that's going to rev up the boys. Woo!
Okay, so I'm just going to calm down a little bit. Okay. Breathing in, breathing out. Flashes down Banana. I wanted to have a quick chat with you, but there's a lot of damage going off here, and I think I don't have much time to actually talk. But I'm still going to try. So, he was obviously with Renegades before this. Renegades can play Inferno pretty well as a team. Mixed results here and there against some of the top teams, but obviously Yustilo's going to have possibly some extra strats that he may have suggested, you know, that he would have picked up with his time in Renegades. Do you think that could be slightly more useful coming through on their T side, actually?
Well, he might be able to suggest a few plays for his teammates to introduce to the game. I mean, all these players have a lot of experience on the Tainted Minds squad. So, in that dynamic, yes. But I think the playstyle that he's actually going for when he joined Tainted Minds is completely different to the playstyle that he adopted when he was in the Renegades team. When he was playing for Renegades, he was role-playing. He was forced to do things and follow orders. Whereas with Tainted Minds, he's come into it with the approach of playing his game. So I think he is expected to make a lot of frags and big-time plays. And that's going to be a lot on his game read. APOC here, transitioning to Coffins, he's going to be supporting Offnu on site.
Sicko actually does manage to pick the first shot through the smoke. Yustilo takes down Tux. And oh my lord, this split from Chiefs is not pulling off just yet. Sicko's upgraded himself to a UMP. If Yustilo picks up one more over towards this side, that's beautiful. He drops in frequent. Gives his team a good chance on this rotate. No, he will drop the bomb down, but Texter, he's going to be hunting. He already finds Offnu. Nice work there. None of these CT-sided players have armor, and this is going to be an absolute problem. As he tries to push in, Texter puts out, picks up one, and now 2 versus 1, APOC and Sicko. UMP making that little bit of noise, trying to distract. Moe, sitting at the box. That'll give him away, though. Oh, he finishes it off with a nice little double.
Once again, he clutches in a 1v2, 2 in a row. That is a grand final play, and he's showing up on LAN. Wow. That is exciting stuff. That is showing his experience, his nerves. He wasn't a big player yesterday. He was actually bottom scoring for these guys. And I think that's what happens with an IGL. You know, you take a lot of responsibility, calling the plays, thinking of things to do. He's in a position, he understands the opponents, and he's playing that against them.
He's mind gaming. That's it. It's just mind games, a lot of it. And at this point, I wouldn't say like he was bottom scoring yesterday. It wasn't so much that he was bottom scoring, it's that the frags we're seeing from him right now, these are huge impact frags. It's the difference between, it's been essentially 2 rounds, which would, at this point, have given Tainted Minds a lead back.
Right. He might not even top frag this game, and we might not even be able to recognize him on the kill feed by the end of this map. But the thing is, we will remember these clutch rounds. He's putting rounds on the board, he's breaking the economy, he's taking Tainted Minds down in situations which they're known to win. For instance, that 1v2 where the Sicko picked up Zusi on B apps, and instead of pushing up carpets, he rotated off and went into a position where he could trade with Offnu. But Moe was just too quick and reacted and made both those kills. But here we are, back in the game, 6 rounds to 4. That was a quick tactical pause. Tainted Minds adjusting.
He mentioned it's a quick tactical pause, but you see what we've got in Sicko's hands. You compare it to what we've got in Infrequent's hands, and I can tell you that they both want what Sicko's got, as Ustillo picks up a nice little double as they attempt to push out Carpet. He picks up 3. He'll be looking for 4. He's actually switched out to the Mac-10. Oh my lord, Zeusy will pick up Flix. Zeusy gets another one. Tuck's now left 1v3.
No, Ustillo did work in that position, and he managed to actually molly himself out, which was a little bit unfortunate, but he's capable of winning these rounds as well. Oh, caught with a nade in his hand. That was good team fire from Ustillo. 4 kills on the board. That works towards Tainted Mind's defense. He's really showing up for them right now with 17 kills.
17 and 7. That is coming out. That is absolutely thrashing it. But you have to consider those 17 kills, 4 of those have just been in a round that they've won. So it does come back to that fact we talk about impact fragging and, you know, getting... Oh, I would have loved to have seen a Sicko peek down Banana if he'd hit that second run boost. Would have been beautiful. But you do talk about impact frags. That is where 4 frags comes in handy. It's not like when you're already running away saving, you've lost the round. 4 frags. No, that's just a damage to the Chiefs' economy. That was where it counts. That was beautiful. And it has forced Chiefs into a bit of an awkward force. That push from Zeusy through the smoke. Mo, he's able to flick round, pick up 1. Texter doesn't take damage. He is that man with the AK and full armor.
You know, Chiefs again opting to play a slow play. And this has worked for them the rounds that they've done it. Picked up the early frag on Zeusy as well. I mean, it's as much an information play for Tainted, but...
Did Infrequent just get
Texter! This is clean from Chiefs right now. This is beautiful from them. And this is on the T side on Inferno.
Doesn't matter how clean it can be, as Tux doesn't need it to be clean. He'll kill off Ustillo nice and easy, and Sicko left 1v5. We said, what's he going to do with the AWP in his hands? And sadly, it's not looking like an awful lot so far.
No, they've evaded him so far. Oh, he is spotted. Hopefully he doesn't lose it. Hopefully he can keep his gun on point. At this stage, it looks like he's in dire straits. He could drop it.
To be fair, that AWP is money for nothing. And he
knows he's got players all around him and he's caught out. Texter showing up. Now this is what's interesting, is that we've seen Moe and Infrequent show up big time for Chiefs, and they aren't even the go-to star players for the squad. We've got Tux and Texter on standby, ready to blow up at any stage. With all players firing on all cylinders, this Chiefs lineup, they could be unstoppable tonight.
I just have to say that we didn't exactly have a prediction before this started, did we?
Nah.
We didn't even bother going there, and I think that is because everybody picked Tainted Minds to win this. I think. We didn't go with scorelines.
It's a difficult matchup. I'm glad that we didn't predict it, because the enjoyment of being able to watch both these teams just fire on all cylinders. This is an exciting matchup. These are 2 teams that are competing for the top spot.
I mean, my biggest concern actually comes more down to the fact that since we didn't get any predictions out, Tom can't go 100%. So
he didn't get 100%. I went back to the first week. He got it all wrong. It was all lies. He's having us on. Well, I don't know. I didn't go back,
by my maths,
I'm
he was actually...
pretend he's not on 100%.
I have to put it this way. Because he predicted a 2-0 yesterday, he's actually on 94.4444. And I could keep recurring and keep repeating that, but yeah, I think we've got some more important things that we could actually talk about, such as Tux being able to drop Ustillo as he attempts to push down Carpet again.
And this is what actually really helps Chiefs right now. I mean, Tux is like an IGL himself. So he's on that lead, as an IGL lead, player on the lurk. He's really good at communicating that information and telling his teammates where to go.
Yeah, Zeusy is going to fall at the hands of Tex. Often gets one in return. Flix and Tux combining, picking up kills on either side. And Sicko popping off with the USP. Try as he may. Flix picks him up. And Chiefs, they take an 8-5 lead in this first half. Their own map pick, mind you.
Yeah.
So I won't put too much thought into their T side. As we saw, it was, I believe I actually watched them last night on this, and it was extremely positive as well.
Yeah. I mean, this is great to see. I mean, it's a team effort as well. Look at those kills on the board. It's not so much for the CT side at the moment. Yeah, they're having trouble with getting that AWP, and then they're having trouble getting Sicko in a position to make kills.
Well, you notice the Sicko, he hasn't even dropped pistols over this round. It's just going to be a rush down bottom mid. Infrequent's picked up a frag with his own AWP. Tux has taken out Zeusy as well. They're going to get their hands onto the AWP. APOC picks up Flix. And at this point, Chiefs should really just be trying to aim to hit that A site, knowing that it's been rushed, knowing that it's been pushed. They are concerned that there could be the flank from behind, but I wouldn't be too concerned. They might actually just be expecting that Tainted Minds are saving here.
Well, surely they're going to be saving that AWP. To be able to retake the A site without a kit this late, surely they're not going to go for it. And there we see the AWP rotating back towards B. That's a smart move. This game's not getting to their head yet.
They're looking for
staying on
exits.
top of things.
They are looking for exits. The Sicko is going to be holding around. They're expecting any sort of arch side exit. But at this point, all three Chiefs players can survive essentially on the site. So it's not a massive issue for them. They can head down into that cheeky little corner. But they're going to be looking for Sicko. Tux does get the tag off, does manage to finish it. Off-Nude pushes out with the open. Oh!
Yeah.
The plan does not go.
Bit of a lapse. It would have been good if they managed to save those guns, but they've got a boosted economy at this stage, and they've got a lot of rounds on the board. They're closing out this half solid.
Well, yeah, I mean, you notice that in the previous round, Sicko had not bought anything, not for anybody. He had 4,100. So we can see now the boomstick comes out, his own AWP, his way. And I want to see whether he is going to be the man to pick up a couple of frags with this. He is playing that banana angle, which we really haven't seen Chiefs abusing yet. Smoke comes out. We'll be just holding off for that Molotov now, Sicko. I don't know if he expects Flix to be pushed up so far. And oh, he pops off one shot. Flix, though, isn't going to reveal himself. Off-Nu has managed to drop Infrequent. I think Flix, Sicko, is going to fall at his hands. Yet again, we see no impact from the AWP. And it's very awkward once more. As we now got you still. He is boosted up on Diggity. Tux is not going to check it. We said this position wouldn't work again, but when you just avoid it entirely like that...
No. But Chiefs have a great read. They're rotating towards the B site. There's not a strong hold on this site so far. If Flix can open up with an entry kill, they've got a very high chance of being able to close out this round.
Yeah,
but they're opting to slow play it, setting up a slow pick using the AWP on Moe.
Smokes will go down. Kaross, CT and Coffins. Off-Nu though, sitting back behind. Second stack will fall at the hands of Texter. Nice bit of work there. Shots through the smoke. From Connector. Sorry, Construction. Oh! Yusilo cleans up Zeusy, and this is a good chance for a retake for Tainted. APOC has the kit, but there is zero utility left. There's a single flash on Flix. I don't know what else may have been dropped on that B site that could be useful to either of these teams. But Flix, he's going to be sitting back at dark. Zeusy's going to peek around looking for that frag. He's expecting that one player. APOC's picked him up anyway. He can, but you really want APOC on the bomb at this point. Moe's going to pick up one frag. He's still going to be sticking it. Moe can't pick up the second. And a 9-6 half. Zeusy, good choice for him to just stick on that defuse.
Well, the Chiefs have to be incredibly happy with that. Chiefs have got to be incredibly happy with that. A 9-6 first half, that was phenomenal. That was a phenomenal performance from Moe. He won 2v1 situations.
Yeah.
I mean, we were going to ask from him just then to win a 1v3, so that was massive play from him.
Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful work from Chiefs. They're taking a 9-6 T-half on Inferno.
This puts more pressure on Tainted Minds to come out with a pistol round. They've got to come out with a clever strat and be able to win this round to get rounds on the board. Every round at this point is important. They've got to start building that momentum early because they don't have rounds to give away.
No.
No.
I mean, 9-6, you've essentially got to win 10 rounds on that T side that Tainted Minds are now moving through to. It's not impossible. I mean, you look at it, Chiefs have picked up 9. There's nothing to say that they can't pick up 10. The only problem is that Chiefs have got a relatively solid CT side on Inferno.
Okay.
And what is quite crucial, as you say, it's going to be the pistol. This goes one way or the other. We could be seeing the score either back at 9-all or even a 12-6.
Who do you think would be the key player on Chiefs on the CT half?
Infrequent on the AWP. He's already hit a couple of shots. He hasn't had much to do on that T side, but when he's got a CT-sided AWP, he can just be the absolute impact.
Oh, early banana control from Tainted Minds here, but they've got the bomb rotating towards carpet. They can do anything at this point and switch between sites. The CT players, they're playing passive lines at this moment. Hold it, one player in pit, he could be isolated, and if he doesn't make any kills, it's going to be an easy plant. Be interesting to see how these T-side players lead this round.
Yes, Texter is that man in pit, as you say, could be isolated, could be cut off. He's essentially the only man on this A site. There's going to be a few shots popped off. He will have heard Sicko drop, but oh, he absolutely pops him. A-Pot's taking a frequent down off, and he will take Texter. The A site left wide open as Ustillo cleans Tux up on the rotate. Still that player down in Banana, but Flix has managed to pick up Zeusy. Nice bit of work, 2 players remaining in Flix and Moe. 2 versus 3 retake. I haven't seen the kit. The kit is down. No, he could do to get his hands on it, but no, he's just going to run straight past. Gets his way out. Arch. This could be a little bit awkward for Chiefs, as they've let a lot of this time run past. They don't have too much time to get back on that bomb. Moe is going to fall in the hands of Ustillo. And Flix, he falls as well. A little bit awkward there, as obviously Flix, he has to peek out to pick up the kit. It just... miscommunications.
It was a really clever play from... Tainted Minds. They managed, Zeusy was isolated on Banana, and he managed to rotate 3 players to defend that bomb site, while the other players actually executed onto A. Now that was really clever, because they've got the bomb down, and 2 players were still left onto the B bomb site with the bomb down on A. That's a long rotation. You don't have time to play slow to do that retake. So it was really nice how that round played out, and that early Banana control was part of the reason why they won that.
5-man stack on the B site. This isn't really going to leave too much wanting for Chiefs. I mean, they haven't brought a single thing into it.
No, they're going to be leading with those MAC-10s. They're going to be pushing out aggressively, getting map control. They're going to get information quite quickly on this A site, and it's going to be an easy round for them to win. Unlucky that Chiefs can't get the stack, but it's really difficult to have these T-side players walk into these 5-man CT stacks. But when they do play off. And you've got to understand, with just USPs, these Chiefs players, they're opting to go for these early AWPs. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them get a double AWP setup with Moe and Infrequent both picking up the AWP. They struggled yesterday on Train early game with that, but I think on Inferno with the angles, it might play to their advantage.
Well, I think one of the biggest things is, well, I mean, this should be a relatively quick cleanup for the Tainted Minds boys. You have to consider that quite often on that second round after pistol, if the CTs lose it, you quite often expect a nade stack or some sort of, you know, lot of damage heading down Banana. Because quite often, sometimes you will see that T side, they might just go for that fast rush, try and get that early push with the MAC-10s, with the MP7s, MP5s, just trying to push up Banana, try and get that frag on that player, possibly trying to push back towards CT after they drop that nade. So you kind of pick up that frag, it leaves maybe 1 player left on the B site, and all of a sudden that opens it entirely up. But with a 5-stack like that from Chiefs, you leave that A site wide open, you've got nothing you can really do with those USPs as they now push into you. You just give that second round up entirely.
Yeah, well, we had a player outside actually call Ustillo to drop 30 bombs both maps, and so far Ustillo's doing work with 23 frags. That player could be right. I'm not going to say who it is.
Was that player Ustillo?
No.
No, this... well, he's not exactly a special guest either, so we can't really... we should actually get him in here at some point in time, but definitely not tonight of all nights. It's a little bit too important to let him loose in the studio. Either way, Nate straight over onto his B site. Moe picks up the first. Nobody pushing through, picks up 2. He's looking for some more, but A-Pocket off to have managed to trade that out. Flix and Moe both fall, leaving a Texter rotate through from construction. Often will be caught out around Coffins, but Tex has to fall back. Oh, he's got the perfect line between the Molotov and the smoke. This could give away his position, though, as he has backed away. And now he's trying to peek through. He's trying to find those players back dark. There is, I believe, Ustillo sitting at top Banana, and you got Sicko sitting in at Barbecue. 1 frag for Often. He's gonna spot out Texter, but the bomb, it's a bit too far along at this point. No kits. No real chance, and Ustillo, he cleans up a nice little double to finish it off. And the man, the myth, and I believe there's a meme about him being a lobster.
Wow, that was beautiful play from him, and he's showing up for these Tainted Minds guys. This is the reason why they picked him up. This is very much the reason why they picked him up. He's a big-time player, and he gets them out of situations when they're in trouble. He's their savior. He's keeping them in the game, and these Tainted Minds players, at any moment, they could warm up and start performing. But at the moment, it's all on Ustillo's shoulders. But 9-0 at this moment. Tainted Minds are going for early map control, looking to trade out carpets, with 4 players actually squeezing up here.
You'd say this is, like I say, it's on Texter's, but oh! That was on Texter's head. It's gonna be Tux. No. What? Oh, Yusilo drops on him but doesn't see him. Infrequent switch to take Sicko down as well. Oh, Zusi will be pushing around, will be able to drop Tux. And now Flix and Moe left in that 2 versus 3. Doesn't look too likely for them as they peek around. Apoc will be able to move away. Keep himself alive. Moe drops down into mid. No. Don't know if he spotted Flix, he might have. But Flix will just back away ever so slightly. Push comes out from Apoc. Will catch one. It wasn't even the player he was initially trying to catch. Flix gets flashed. He's looking, peeks out. Oh, nice tap. But Ofnu finishes him off. But sorry, you were saying it's on Yusilo's shoulders. He is carrying the team, but I wouldn't say it's on his shoulders at this point. The team is definitely helping him out. Yep. Yeah.
Well, he's bringing them into the game. But at 10-9, Tainted Minds are now taking the lead, and we've sort of been hyping up Chiefs. I mean, have Chiefs gotten to this point based on a few clever plays and individual players stepping up to win these clutches? Maybe we should actually be worried about them actually winning these rounds clean. Tainted Minds, they're leading. They're leading.
Well, you expected the double up setup. I was the man that said I expect Infrequent to be the crucial player, I suppose, on this CT side with the AWP. And both of these men have to go absolutely massive.
Well, minute 29 on the clock. Tainted Minds haven't taken any banana control, but they're not worried about that at this stage. They're confident that they can win this trade game on the A side. Pushing towards mid at this point. They might have an execute to take brackets, but they're waiting for these smokes to die down at this point.
There's going to be a little bit of utility coming over. Tux has that Molotov. He's ready to put that up into apartments, but the smoke comes through, so just holding on to that for the moment. He's expecting these players to possibly try and wrap Diggity, but no, the arch side has been left entirely open. Apoc, Sicko, and Zusi. That one flash will go over. Texter's expecting a possible push, but nobody is there to stop that rush through CT. And I believe Flix, if he rotates into library early, he's going to essentially lose all that information. He does hold the angle, however. And now Tainted. Oh, Sicko. Oh, Lord, he gets caught out. He does play out the smoke. Flix is going to try and push from behind. Sicko has to catch this flank. He will. But now they know they could possibly rotate through to B, but it doesn't matter. Zusi and Apoc open the side up. Infrequent picks up 1, 2. Oh, Apoc and Zusi on the Colette. And now the push comes through. Double up setup. Ofnu will take down Infrequent. 10 seconds to get the bomb planted. But my goodness, they lined up for Infrequent there. Made it just that a little bit too easy. And my lord, I said he'd have some impact. That was it. But sadly, he's the only player to have impact for this Chiefs side right now.
It was a beautiful play from him. He brought them back into the game. A pity that Moe was still on the B side. This is one of the issues you have when you have a double AWP setup. The risk that you take. You need those AWPs to come into the game earlier. But Moe, he's going to be opting to save this gun here and hopefully bring them back into the game next round, which is the clever thing to do. But 10-9 so far. Looks like Tainted Minds are going to close this round out, so that's going to be 11 on the board for them, and they've got the momentum at the moment.
Yeah, it's not looking to go at 11-9 scoreline for Tainted. I do feel bad for Chiefs at this point. It was all it was all T side for them. And now that they've moved through onto this CT, they're just not, well, they could have kept the momentum going, but they just can't seem to pick it up.
I want to talk about Chiefs a little bit. I mean, these guys are fantastic. At the start of the season, there was a lot of roster changes, and I was a little bit worried about the chemistry between players. You could see them making a few mistakes. Their defaults were weak, but the team that we see now, they're making everything work. Everything has come together. I really like the positive signs we see from them, and having that positive setup, it really makes these clutch players step up in those vital moments because they understand the kill feed, they understand where the teammates are dying, and these guys are really working together.
Yeah, beautiful work there from Sicko. Drops down Flix, basically opens up this B site. They will be taking care though, they will put their smokes, all the utility flies over as they don't realize, well, they won't know, I suppose, that there are still 4 players stacked over towards A. And the smoke will go down. Infrequent just peeking out from top mid. And at this point, he's on the hunt. He's expecting them to push down Banana. And he could actually catch that out, but no, Infrequent hits the beautiful double dink. The look of shock on Yusilo's face. He's like, bro, what?
Yeah, that P250 did some work. They're going to be able to take away an AK out of that, Jules. So that's an AWP and 2 AKs on the board with the CT side. That's a win for them. That's a win for them. But Tainted Mind, they're going to take the round. So that's 12-9 in their favor with the bomb about to explode.
You'd almost say that had they picked up that kill on Justillo earlier, and often would obviously given up that AK any earlier, the Chiefs could have actually tried some sort of retake. It would have had to happen, you know, a good 10-15 seconds beforehand. But there would have been a decent chance for them on the retake, given that Tux did have just a little bit of utility. Moe still had his smokes and flashes.
25 frags on the board for Justillo. This guy is not slowing down, and we see Often right behind him with 17. We see the kill feed on CT side quite evenly spread across with 17 and 9 on Flicks. All these players are playing fantastic tonight. I think we've got a great game, and the second map's just going to be just as explosive as this one.
We do see that AWP come right back out on Infrequent, so the other AK has dropped over to Flicks. And I'm very much keen to see what this man can do. I want to see that impact, like I said. I want him to be the man to lead this Chiefs lineup on the AWP. But at this point, even Moe, he's still sitting at the top. Well, right near the top, and on the double up setup, you want to just see everybody pop off.
Well, it looks like they could be coming out dry out carpets at this point, and if they get this kill on Tux quick, they might just waterfall onto the A site, which will be a beautiful play from them. And they are, they're coming out quick. Tux manages to pick up a kill, but he gets taken down on the trade. That's A site with the plant going down.
Yeah, Zeusy, oh, he's still trying to find the plant. No, there's not going to be a peek coming through. Texas managed to drop APOC. It brings down to the 3v4 for the retake. If he'd managed to get it down any earlier, they were obviously having maybe minor miscommunication issues as to where they wanted that bomb planted, depending on what map control they'd managed to take. But overall, Molotov will go down into pit. Sicko will back away. Flicks picks up Justillo, and that leaves one player on site, one player in pit. That'll be Sicko dropping. Zeusy picks up one, but Texter cleans him out. And with plenty of time left on the clock, the defuse will come on through. Chiefs will be able to keep that double AWP setup alive. But yet again, the AWPs had 0 impact that round. Not a kill for Sicko, not a kill for Moe, and not a kill for Infrequent.
Now, it was a good retake from the Chiefs lineup there. The delayed plant might have had a little bit of a hint of play there, but I don't think it would have played too much of a role. But it was a fast retake. They managed to push down Banana, get that mid control. They came up diggity quickly. But what was really in their favor is that they had a lot of utility on them, because the T-side players actually pushed onto the A site so early in the round. So the CTs hadn't wasted any of their utility on defense. They were able to use it on the retake.
Yeah, Moe is going to peek down into Banana, but he just get forced back very early. Molotov smokes all flying over towards this B site, and I would like to point out that is actually the first round that Chiefs have won on this CT side as well. So it was 6 in a row from Tainted up to that point. And you'd think maybe cheekily, if Tainted win this one, you can guarantee the quote would just be, oh, it was just a plan to reset them.
Well, that's a good trade game from the CT side players on A site. They've still got 2 anchored on B site, so that just goes to show how much they trust Infrequent and Tux on A.
Well, that's why you give him the trust. He does annihilate Sicko. Now APOC and Zeusy left 2v4. These players, essentially, they have to push the exact same spot at the same time, get those double peaks, get those trades going. Tux very much aware that they could have tried to push up, caring that they could drop out of apartments as well. But with APOC still sitting top mid, he's going to rotate through. He's going to catch Flicks out, but that will be Infrequent holding on site. This man with the AWP, we've seen amazing plays at this point from so many different AWPers, and it could be the time for Infrequent to catch out Zeusy.
APOC is in a beautiful position. It looks like he's going to catch Flicks out completely.
He does, but that drags Infrequent over. He manages to drop Infrequent as well. Down to that 2v2, 20 seconds on the clock. Tux now anchored alone on the site. That gives him away. Zeusy's managed to drop out. I don't think Tux knows this. He peeks around. Zeusy gets the tag, but Tux with 3 kills finishes it off. It's the first time we've seen the AWP have any impact from Infrequent, and all he had to do was try and find APOC earlier.
He did his job. He did a fantastic job. And it was a beautiful play from APOC to get into that position, to catch Flicks unawares. It was a great kill, and to be able to take out Infrequent just after it, I thought that put the round in Tainted Mind's favor. But understanding that Tux was also anchored on the A site, that was great positioning from him. That closed out the round. But 12 rounds to 11. Tainted Minds is still leading the way. Chiefs, though, they're coming back into this game, and they got the economy to boot. they're doing a fantastic job so far, winning the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, push coming up towards this A site. Diggity is already smoked off, but there's no actual aggressive positioning from the Chiefs boys. They know that against this eco, it's quite a common place to lose in these sorts of rounds. Infrequent's gonna peek out, he only picks up Ustillo. He'll be looking for some more, he spots out Sicko, he's expecting them. Woo! He drops off Nu, pushing through, Zeusy drops Flicks. And a one, oh lord, another one for Sicko. Zeusy's gonna still be able to back away. Texter, oh no, where are they going? Sicko's got the AWP as well. There's 2 players you want at the moment. This push towards the B site. Moe, he's going to be aware that they could be coming through construction, could be coming through CT. But no, they don't know. Have they rotated back onto the A site? Are they sitting in library? Are they sitting around Arch? They don't have much of a clue. All Moe knows is that they could be coming CT. Zeusy, he's going to give it to him. But sadly, falls a bit easily. Poor chicken dies as well.
Wow, surely that has got to be the round in Chiefs' favour. But it was a massive pickup. I mean, we've got to remember that it wasn't much of a buy from Tainted Minds. So have this round be so close, that's a fantastic job from them. And individual performances, they really showed up.
Yeah, sitting now on the B site. He's got the AWP. He's got to try and plant the bomb. Would have been safer trying to just get that at the back of site where he knows he's cleared. He knows that these CTs are probably pushing in on him. Little bit of an awkward thing, but maybe he just had the idea that if he gets the bomb plant, then he sits new box.
But
he maybe picks up the 1v3. Maybe he just had that confidence.
He was never gonna get the bomb plant, and he didn't want to die after the round timer. So he needed that money for his economy. So he had to commit to something, and he committed to dying. But that's 12 all.
Sounds dark when you put it like that.
Yeah.
Like you don't get any money unless you die.
Well, we've got to remember, Infrequent made some massive frags. And they turned that from a 2v5 into a 2v3 with the bomb, all intertwined between all the CT players isolated. But Moe held his line, Zeusy peeked him, got taken out. Good frag, good round. Chiefs leading the way with the double AWP setup.
Yeah, you notice that the double AWPs, Moe and Infrequent, sitting there at 2 and 3 on the scoreboard respectively. So Texter still at the top, absolutely fragging hard, and oh, I don't know how that didn't hit, but he'll hit Zeusy. Still popping off the shots, that nade will come through. Sicko's fallen to Infrequent. What do we say about these double AWPs? They are doing work. Oh, he's tagged APOC as well.
Through the wall, tagged APOC to 18 HP.
Jeez.
Well, they can sit back at this point and just let the Tainted Minds boys execute onto bomb site. They've still got utility as well to use against them, so they can run this timer down low. This round looks like it's in Chiefs' favour. That's the economy as well. Tainted Minds had to start lifting. Ustillo, here we are, with the AK in his hands, a flash in his right hand. He's ready to go. He's got to step up big time and try and get 2 entry frags. But that's going to be tough work against these Chiefs boys.
Yeah, Flick's just holding this tight angle from CT. APOC, actually, I think he's dry peeking that. Flash will come over, however. Molotov will go down. Smoke, though, is perfectly timed. Plant will come through in the smoke. The shots can't come out either. Moe's looking, but that is absolutely beautiful from Tainted Minds. They get in, they get out, they take no damage and get the bomb plant. The only problem is that does leave 2 players already out, but no.
Look at this, this is beautiful. This could actually work in their favour. They've taken a massive risk.
just has to survive. It's 5 more seconds. He just has to hold on. Coming through APOC. Oh, no, he's giving it away. The bomb is still down, though. They don't know where Offnu is. My goodness, they're all in on his position. Offnu's going to fall. Ustillo, he holds on. He's going to be looking. He puts the flash over. He's going to peek through. Oh, he's dropped tucked. He's looking. Texter's taking out Moe, but no, the defuse comes through. Who called that? Who called that for Tainted?
That was a massive play from them to go out round behind them. That was a monster play. I was just a little bit disappointed that APOC reacted so quickly to make that fire. Oh, if he hadn't have done that, they might have been in a better position to close out that round. But, I mean, it's instinct. It's instinct. It's hard to overrule that instinct just right at that moment.
It's instinct, but trigger discipline. At this level, so many players have it, and you can see it come through from any player. You just feel so bad. You think, oh, if he's the last player at the back.
That's the pressure of LAN, mate. This is the pressure of this high-level competition. When you're in a grand final, it's all on. You're trying to make big plays. He's the most experienced player in this game right now, so for him to not have trigger discipline, that's not really on him. He's a fantastic player. It's just a key moment.
There might be quite a lot of pressure, but you have to remember, Chris, Nothing beats LAN.
Nothing beats LAN, mate.
Nothing beats LAN, and
you got to do it on LAN if you're anybody.
Either way, double up setup still out for the Chiefs. No AWP on Sicko. We do see the two Glils actually being forced out for Zusi and Sicko. The bomb making its way towards top mid at the moment. Tux is just going to be sitting on the A site, on the box. This is an angle that quite often gets checked late, but Zusi peeking out does it perfectly. Texas managed to drop Sicko. Texas takes down Zusi. Infrequent gets that frag on APOC in the middle. Ustillo will fall. And off new. Infrequent does that cleanup work. And I have to go back to it. I have to say who I wanted to see impacting this game on the CT side. Infrequent now sitting on those 21 frags.
Yeah, no, he's been doing a fantastic job. This double AWP setup is really coming into play right now. But also we're seeing Texter and Tux with the support fire, getting the frags where they need them. Key players just stepping up big time for Chiefs this entire game, and that's what you need in a grand final. We've seen some monster rounds from these boys, and they're playing smart. I really like what Chiefs are offering this game. And a 14-12 lead, they're putting the pressure back on Tainted Minds. With only pistols, they can't lose this. It's going to give them match point.
I actually think that at this point, Flix, he's not fragging very hard for Chiefs. But at the same time, he seems to do awfully good on the opposition's map pick when he comes out to frag. Like it doesn't matter what map it is, he seems to just have that slightly above average performance, slightly above the rest of his team. So I'm keen to see how this one goes, but Flix, he holds it down. I just have to start talking bad about him, don't I? I just have to say, you know what, he can't do anything. He will pick up two, he'll fall at the hands of Zusi. Moe on the AWP, picking that one up. Offnu falls to the flyer, and Moe, he's going to peek out, he's going to spot Ustillo. That's a nice little triple in there. Chiefs onto 15.
That's massive from Chiefs. Their defense is on point right now, and it just took the clever play, probably the smart play early on their CT side to build that economy, to take a full save with the USPs, get that double AWP setup going. Tainted Minds right now, they've got to come up with a big round. They got 3 to draw this game and take it into overtime. If anyone's going to do it, you believe Tainted Minds is capable. But Chiefs, they're on fire right now. Their defense is stepping up. Let's see what happens this game, this round.
I'm keen to see how this step up comes. It is 5 AKs. It's plenty of utility. Chiefs, it's going to be 2 AWPs and 3 rifles. Flix, just putting the Molotovs up, Infrequent as well. They're just going to be trying to hold off that rush. He actually smokes off his own Molotov. He'll put that nade through it. Chunks! Daylight's out of Offnu. No! Moe gets that bang onto Zusi. But Zusi's going to be able to push through. Zusi's actually already up close. Moe's getting forced back. If Zusi peeks behind it, no. He doesn't get the timing. Moe's going to put the Molotov down. Zusi forced back. And Moe, he's just trying to take aggressive banana control still. Very much expecting something. Tex is going to start rotating off, but no, he comes back when he hears these smokes dropping. Nade'll go down towards Boiler. Ustillo doesn't walk into it. 3 players now top mid, 1 player through apartments. Tux is going to be absolutely crucial in dropping Offnu when this push comes out. The smoke comes out. Oh, Offnu doesn't even have to start pushing before he gets dropped. Nice timing, and 30 seconds on the clock. Chiefs gonna be on the hunt. Infrequent picks up 1. APOC drops another, but Infrequent gets that refrag. Ustillo and Zusi, 2 versus 4. Flix will drop. Zusi gets that frag. Pushing out onto B. Ustillo's already wrapped Arch. 20 seconds. Moe picks him up. That's the bomb down. Zusi has to pick this up in the 1 versus 3. Flash will come through, and Zusi will fall. Moe with the cleanup work. And Chiefs take map number 1, 16-12.
16-12. What a massive performance from Chiefs. They show up after their massive run against Legacy yesterday, winning 16-4 and 16-5. They're carrying on with it. They just took down the best team in this tournament. And Tainted Minds were in the grand final last season and lost out to Greyhounds. They're going to be wanting to bounce back on that second map.
So I have to say, and we had a chat beforehand. We were having a bit of a chat, like, sort of before we got into any of these games. I said, look, if I think Tainted are going to win this, Chiefs will take their own map pick. It'll be a close one. 16-12 is probably as close as I'm expecting these matches to get. We're now going to move through onto Cash, which I'm taking Tainted Minds to win. And I wasn't expecting Mirage. So I do wonder whether that will also now be quite close.
Yeah, well, we saw these 2 teams play on Mirage just recently, and Tainted Minds walked all over them. On Cash, I think either team could play a big role in this game. But the way that Chiefs are playing right now, how individual players are stepping up in a big way, I sort of thought whoever won the first map might actually go on and win it 2-0. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Chiefs actually go on and win this.
Can you imagine the look on Tux's face if he does this?
Well, I think he'll be actually disappointed if he didn't actually unlock some prizes for the fans at home, because he was really wanting to get some Tucker into the fans.
Well, talking about the look on Tux's face, I want to see the look on Dallas's face after a beautiful performance from the Chiefs.
Well, thank you very much for that, Nutters. And I mean, Tom, was that what you would have expected for Inferno?
No, that wasn't the way I pictured it, to be honest. But Chiefs showing that they're really here for the battle tonight. Yeah,
so Chiefs picking up Inferno in, I'd say, very strong fashion there, 16-12. You know, Tainted Minds had a little bit of a, I guess, you know, a bit of a resurgence there, but Chiefs really coming out and showing their form.
Yeah, Chiefs had control of that game pretty much from the start of it. Their T side was really strong. They really controlled that A bomb side and had some good executes, and Tainted Minds didn't really have much to counter back with.
And I mean, there's so many things to sort of touch on there. Moe having an absolute ripper of a game.
Yeah, no, that was a sick game by Moe. Two 2v1s, I think, and two runs in a row. And he picked up the AWP there on the second half as well on the CD side and was hitting some nice shots with it as well. So, yeah, he had a really good game.
And the other thing to sort of mention about Chiefs is, you know, they're so cool, calm and collected tonight. You know, like they're doing these big plays, and you saw them last night, you know, firing up, really showing emotion. Against Tainted Minds, there seems to be, you know, they're driven for this win.
Yeah, no, you can tell they're on point. They're ready to go. I think before they still... Tux has that rivalry going. I don't think it's just him as well. I think Chiefs really feel that they can stamp their authority on the O scene at the moment and show that they probably are better than Tainted Minds at the moment, I think, if they can win this best of 3.
Well, I mean, you know, the talk of the town is that Tainted Minds are extremely strong on Cache, which is going to be our next map. So do you think... Oh, there's a couple of things. What should Tainted Minds change, you know, coming into Cache?
I mean, there's not... They did lose Chiefs' map pick, I guess, so that... I mean, they just need to come out and play their game. If they can start off confident, they should have a game plan already prepared for Cache, knowing that they've picked that map. So I think if they just go into it, play their game plan, they should be able to win this map for sure.
Well, we do have our pro tips on how to be a winning team, so let's see what the pro players have to say about how to be the best.
Anything. And pushing the corner. And it's not off. I don't think they come. Oh, one here, Luke splits in a 1v2.
I think to create a winning team is finding 5 like-minded players and fully dedicating yourself to the game.
You have to put in a lot of time individually, and as a team you have to be able to work in a team environment and be able to take criticism and give it.
Everyone just has to be on the same page. You have to have good chemistry, and everyone needs to be good at their roles and obviously individually skilled as well.
Just takes the right mentality, I guess. I think that's the biggest thing in this game, is the mentality and your attitude towards the game. I think if you're a skilled player but have a bad attitude, I mean, it will only take you so far. If you're an average player with a good attitude, it will probably take you even further.
I believe a winning team reflects on losses more so than a losing team will, as we're always looking to learn from any sort of adversity that we face, so losses usually get us learning more than the win will.
And able to criticise each other without, you know, taking it to heart and feel like you're getting attacked or something like that. I think that's what most players have the most struggles with, you know, getting criticism from their teammates and taking it the wrong way. So I'd say all the good teams can do that pretty well.
I think you need to have like good synergy within the team, be able to talk about your problems. If you can't talk about your problems, then you're not really going to progress very well.
I can't walk, dude.
Passion is what we all strive to have every day to keep us going.
Having the drive, never giving up, always putting in your all.
Just having the drive every day to play Counter-Strike and improve.
I'd say controversial, but I think it's not by far the #1 thing. You've got to be having fun in the game. If it feels like a regular job to you, you're not going to want to come on, you're not going to want to practice, you're not going to want to do any of that. So by surrounding yourself with the people that like you actually get along with and enjoy playing the game with, I mean, it'll make everything like 20 times easier. So that's by far #1 for me.
Well, I mean, I think the big thing to take away from that is it looks like in all those shots the boys are having fun.
Yeah, no, quite a lot of smiles on those blokes for sure.
So, I mean, do you think Tainted Minds, you know, they need to have a little bit more fun coming into Cache here, you know, need to get the smiles running, you know? Fire up a little bit, I think.
Just fire up, get into it. Fire up, boys.
For you, what's the most important thing that makes a winning team?
I mean, there's lots of factors, obviously. I think one of the things they mentioned there, that APOC mentioned, is just don't be afraid of losing. I mean, a lot of teams can lose, and I mean, you do get demoralized from that. But as APOC said, you learn a lot from that, and you're always learning in CSGO. It's always about making less mistakes the next time you play, so I think that's a big one for me.
I mean, it was quite fitting, obviously, we hear from Tainted Minds, you know, about what makes a winning team, and I think that's a lesson that obviously, you know, falls under all aspects of life there, you know, being open to working on, you know, your mistakes and learning how you can get better, and not thinking you're the best, obviously. The second you think you're the best, you're now the worst.
Yeah, no, like the classic saying, practice makes perfect. So, yeah, you do have to continuously practice, and you always have stuff that you're doing wrong and you can improve on. Also, not just individually, but also as a team as well, so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how Keish is about to play out. It looks like the boys are getting ready. Should we maybe, because I heard the casters mention we didn't do any predictions for the first match. We may as well put up a.
I think I went Chiefs in that first match.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Did you?
Oh,
did you guys hear that? He went Chiefs, boys.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
No way. No, I'm pretty sure he was the only one that actually said anything, and he said Tainted Minds 2s and 0.
Yeah. You know, I'm not going to judge anything. I'm just going to. You know, we all had our little chats behind the scenes, and we all know that Tom thought it was going to be a 2-0 Tainted, so
yeah.
we won't bring that up live on air. Whoops, sorry about that one, Tom.
No, you're right, mate.
Well, boys, give us your predictions real quick before we get in amongst it.
I mean, I just realised I'm wearing blue and white, so I've got to go Chiefs.
Oh, we got a Chiefs 2-0 from Chris. I'm going to give this one to Tainted. I'm going to say it's going to be like a 16-8. What about you, boys? Dallas?
Yeah, I'm going to go Tainted Minds 2-1 here. 16-10 this map.
16-10. I'm going to go with Tainted on this one as well. I'm going to go 16-9. I'm going to sit there in the middle. But let's get right amongst Keish, Nutters and Wayfarer. Take us into map number 2.
Yeah, look, Keish, or Cash, I don't know. We'll pronounce it both ways.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to go too deep into all that whole pronunciation stuff.
Depends on where you are in the world.
We always get harassed about it.
Yeah, well, we're Kiwis. We're Kiwis, so yeah.
Actually, I'm English.
I don't even know. Is it Cash or Cash?
Cash. I'm going to say Cash.
You are English, aren't you?
Because everyone wants Cash.
Yeah, that's why it's so weird.
Either way, it's going to be a beautiful map. It is the Tainted Minds map pick. Chiefs will be starting on the CT side.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the biggest things with Cash. If you get a solid CT side and then you can actually keep that momentum through onto the T, it's absolutely beautiful. If you don't keep that momentum going, or if you don't actually have a solid start to CT, it's going to be a little bit awkward.
Yeah, I totally hear everything that you're saying. Yeah, Cash is an interesting game on the CT side.
I mean, look, I think Tainted, they've got a plan. They have to have a plan to be coming through onto... they must have some sort of plan for their T side at the very least. And, you know, it's going to be quite difficult for them, I think, when they start. Either way, we will be starting. We've got Tainted on T side. We've got the CTs of Chiefs. We do see the kid out on Tux with the smoke. Moe, he's going to get the Kevlar as well. And Zusi and APOC now with the utility. It's actually a couple of decoys as well. Sicko and Ofnu with Ustillo on the armor. This is going to be a rather interesting pistol.
Yeah, well, it looks like a fast play from the T-side players on Tainted Minds. They're leading into this game confident, setting up on A main already. Ready to execute. Smoke's coming in. Maui just sitting tight. These CT players not giving them any information at this point.
Well, you say not much information, but Ustillo comes out with one. Text to 1, 2, 3. Ofnu picks up a nice little double as well. Down to that 2 versus 2. Sicko and Ofnu both out on the A site. Sicko sitting back towards A main. Sicko getting dinked up quite a bit, but he's going to push it. He's going to drop Ofnu. He's got the kid. He's got the smoke. He taps the bomb. He backs away. It doesn't matter. He'll sit back on the bomb. Easy pistol for Chiefs.
It's freakish when Chiefs show up individually. I mean, Texter got 3 kills from quad. That was a massive play from him. That changed the dynamics of the round. Look at him, the little kid there just sitting there with a big grin on his face. He is happy. He's showing up, and he is a big-time player. He can be the decider in this game. He's as good as anyone on Tainted Minds. And we talk about Tainted Minds as the super team, but I mean, Chiefs, maybe they're the super team.
At this point, they absolutely could be. 2 M4s coming out, MP9 and a couple of FAMASs. You're still going to get boosted up early, looking for something with that Deagle, but no, Ofnu's going to lose his life early to that FAMAS.
Right, they're carrying over that defense that they had from the last match at the start of the CT side, but Sicko picking up an early frag on Moe. Moe doesn't even know where he got shot from. Bad and Frequent doing work once again, and he's only got the FAMAS. Building out that economy, strong on defense. He has really showed up tonight. He's fired up.
Yeah. Good. Texter getting off a lot of damage. Picks up one. Looking for the second. That nade won't be able to drop APOC. Now Ustillo, he's got that MP9 in his hands. He's up mid. He's going to have to look towards highway at this point. But that MP9 at range is going to do absolutely zilch to Texter, you'd think.
Yeah, 1-0 to Chiefs. This is early days just so far, but Chiefs, they're leading like they did from the last map. Big frag from Ustillo. Huge shot with the Deagle. Shutting down Texter in a big way, and it looks like they might be falling back and going towards the B site.
Yeah. 71 points of health left on this Tainted Mines side. Still 300 points of health to try and get through for them over on Chiefs. And at this point, it will just be that A-main push!
Oh! And Frequent with, was it 4 kills that round?
That was beautiful.
Showing up early, carrying on with the confidence. Big plays from him so far.
Yeah,
20 seconds down on the timer. I mean, the T-side players had to be a bit careless with their movement and start running, right? And Frequent was just in a great position to make those shots.
Not just a great position, but he doesn't actually... I don't believe he saved the M4. I think that's a secondary M4 that they've had to get out into this one. But the Molotov over onto Boost does slow it down. The Tainted boys with that bomb plant in the first guarantees them these AKs out. Nade will drop in, won't hit Zeusy. It does bounce back off of the wooden box in main. It's going to be a little bit awkward for Chiefs here as they do have the 3 FAMASes up. And they've got Tux playing mid with an M4. If someone comes over Boost, surprises him, or even just a straight rush out mid, the M4s are both in an awkward position. They're in mid. You'd rather have at least one of them split between each side. Maybe let one of these FAMASes take that contact mid. Because if one of them drops, it's too awkward to get it back into your hands.
I don't know, but I'm sort of reminiscing about times of ASDF and their performances on Cache back in the day. This is good defense so far. They're shutting down mid. Easy for the CT side so far against a full buy on Tainted Mines. These players are struggling right now to get into this game.
So you talk about ASDF, that is obviously one of the most original versions of the old school Chiefs lineup.
Yeah.
You got your Tux, your Ali, your Ins. But at this point, I'd just like to point out that you talk about AS and DF, that's some keys on a keyboard. At this point, Chiefs may as well just go W mouse 1. That's all you need, really.
Yeah, they're dominating.
Tux hasn't spotted Ustillo as he's pushed up mid, so it could be a little bit awkward. Moe, if he jump spots this wrong, oh my lord, I'd love to see. Oh, Ustillo tries for the tap, but Tux is able to push out. Essentially saves Moe's life there as well. I feel like if he jump spotted it one more time, Ustillo would have been absolutely on point.
And here he is, Tux on camera. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to be wanting to unlock some specials for the fans back at home. And we haven't really come close just yet. We've come by with a couple of 4Ks, but hasn't really suggested that the ace is on the board or any knife kills so far. But that's what you sort of expect. That's what you expect against 2 high-level teams. You don't get those opportunities because they win so many trades. They're in a position to support their teammates and gun up the opponents down quickly.
Ustillo's going to peek over Boost. He's not going to do any damage. Moe will have heard some door open. Pops off a few shots through it. Trying to give away the illusion that it is essentially just the FAMAS there. But Tex is going to push it close with the M4. He's going to drop APOC. Nice work there. Zeusy peeking out of A main. That nade not going to need to do the damage. Zeusy will fall early. Sicko does trade out. Will pick up the CZ. But oh, what a flick from Moe. I don't think he was even expecting that. The Team Flash was heading through into main. Ustillo's picked up that kill on Infrequent and is pushing through Z. But Tux is going to get the cleanup work done. 4-0. Chiefs taking this lead. I'm keen to see Chiefs roll this.
No, this is monster play so far. 4-0. I mean, that's intimidating for Tainted Mines. I mean, they are the super team of Australian Counter-Strike right now, and so there has been a lot of pressure put on their shoulders. I wonder if it's actually eating at them right now. I mean, they've got to be wondering whether or not Tux was, you know, having Tux into the squad, then losing him and picking up Ustilo. I mean, there's a lot on their minds. There's a lot to go through. And look at Tux, he's just focused at this point, and all these guys on Chiefs have banded together to support him, and they're doing a fantastic job by taking this game to 4 rounds already.
Oh, Infrequent on the AWP, looking over the top into a main. Spots the shoulder. Oh, Zeusy has to watch himself, but no. Incendiary will go down. Zeusy can't peek up now. Infrequent drops away. It's perfect timing there. He knows that smoke's dissipating. He knows that he has to do something to get himself out alive. Last thing he wants is his double peek into main and that AWP into Sicko's hands. But to be fair, they don't know Sicko's got that AWP just yet. Ustilo pushes out Squeaky. Doesn't actually get out the door. Flash will go in. Ustilo will just be able to hold on for the time being. And Infrequent, I'd love to just see him go for that wall bang. It's absolutely beautiful when you see players hit it. But Smoke's going out for Highway, trying to cover off the site as best they can. Zeusy
timing perfectly with the dissipating smoke.
Stillo can't really do much from inside Squeaky either. And Chiefs, they're just going to be holding on the site. Moe peeks around looking for something. A B hit, though, is looking like the plan for Tainted.
Well, the CT players are ready for the defense on B site already. They have not anchored off at all. They're in great positions to capture. Put Flisher in. Flix gets 2 great kills. Sicko's asked to do all the work with the AWP, but it's too late with only 25 seconds on the clock. He's got to be lucky to come out with this gun alive.
Oh, Flix, he avoids the Molotov. He peeks around. I don't know how he's not dead. If this man gets the kill, I will... I can't say what I'd do, but oh my lord, he does get the kill, and I'm glad I didn't say what I'd do because I'd probably get fired.
Oh, this is scary. This is really scary for Tainted Minds at this point. All the fans that are watching, they're tuning in, and they would have expected Tainted Minds to take off on this map with a solid lead. Wow.
Are we going to see something? Well, I mean, we expect this is Tainted pick. Maybe it'll be something really stupid, like Chiefs get to 15-0.
I mean, right now, the 16-0 is up on the board. We could be walking away with cheeseburgers right now.
I walked away with a couple earlier today.
Ooh.
So I have to say that meet and greet was quite fun.
I'm down with that meal for.
I met the teams, and I greeted them, and I was like, hi guys, and they were like, hey. I was like, who's going to win tonight?
I hope you kept your shirt on.
Oh, mate. You know me. I like to just get them out anytime I can.
Sign me! Sign me all over!
Pretty much. That's it. I'm going to get a Legacy tattoo, a Chiefs tattoo, a Tainted tattoo, maybe get a couple other tattoos and just get them to sign it on there.
Well, this is live on air. I mean, you can't back down now.
I said I might.
Oh, can we get that on loop, please? Can we get a replay of that? I'm not too sure if there was actually a might in there. But here we see Moe playing close. He's actually totally bypassed APOC with the easy kill.
Oh,
gets the quad kill as well.
Beautiful.
Showing up with 3 kills so far. This is massive from APOC. That's what we want to see from this guy. Sicko to clean out the round.
We just had to say the 16-0 thing, didn't we? We said about the free cheeseburger, we said about the food, and all of a sudden, Tainted Minds do pick up their first round. But my thought process was, maybe we were going to see something like a 15-0 CT side from Chiefs, and then all of a sudden we see a 15-0 CT side from Tainted Minds as well. You know?
We jinxed it.
No,
we straight out jinxed it.
Look, I don't know if we did. I'm going to blame the viewers at home.
Well, this is a clever boost. This is actually a one-way. They should not be able to see Infrequent if they peek this. He gets the first kill. That is beautiful work. They're aware of the play and they back off perfectly. But Tainted Minds, they're really struggling, and Zeusy right now is on 0 kills. We've actually seen this happen to a lot of players on Cash. He's mollied it, but he's caught out. He does not expect that. Tux has played that molly perfectly. Instead of falling back, he pushes through, catches Ustilo off guard. 4v3. The CT player is trying to retake the B bomb site. That bomb's going down quick. He's setting up in the afterplant scenario. They're going to be thinking about how they can capitalize on these trades.
Ofnu is going to be sitting down in checkers.
Praying that they don't shoot him through the wall. I bet you.
Chiefs do have the advantage of the retake. Shots will be flying through. Sicko to hold his own. He does hold for 1. Infrequent picks up the second. APOC's able to peek out from checkers. And lovely work from Tux. APOC picks 1. That Molotov is going to go down. It's got to force APOC out. No, he's got to burn. Tux will pick him up, but he has to get on the bomb. He's got no time here.
bad luck. It was
unlucky.
Great play. Surely he hasn't got the defuse. The timing's working against him. Nice work. Big round from APOC. Monster players from Tainted Minds, and that's what we got to see from them. We got to see these individuals step up. APOC is a big-time player. He shows up in big-time finals. This is a grand final. It's time we see his best. He's got to really show up. And there's something that we haven't actually talked about a lot tonight, and that Tainted Minds are actually flying the New Zealand flag. They've got 3 Kiwis in the squad. We've got to see these guys step up for our country. This is home soil advantage. We need to see these guys show up now. Come on, Tainted Minds, get back into the game. 5-2, Chiefs lead.
Yeah, APOC misses the jump. I don't know if Texter actually might have heard that as infrequent. He's going to drop off new early. Texter's just going to be sitting down here underneath. It's not the most common under boost spot, but he will be able to pick up one over the top. He finds Zeusy, but Zeusy will find the kill. Moe on that A site is going to be holding off as the T players have not managed to push out. Tux gets caught out by Zeusy in mid as well. And now this is the time for Tainted Minds to make something from nothing. They're leaving Flicks alone, infrequent playing with that B site on the AWP.
Yeah, so far I think Chiefs has actually made the better decisions in these types of scenarios. We haven't really seen Tainted Minds take advantage of this creation of space, these isolation and 3v3 scenarios. Chiefs usually come out on top, so I'd be a little bit concerned for Tainted Minds at this stage, but a good opportunity for them to come back into this game.
Absolutely, as Flicks, he's holding in at the default spot. He's going to fall early to Ustillo, who peeks around yet again. Moe could still prevent the plant, but he's not going to get close enough. Sicko with shots through from Forklift. Moe's taken down to 1 point of health. Infrequent, still on full HP. He has the AWP. There is no kit, though.
Oh, falling off for the quick save. Infrequent, he was pumped right there. He really wanted to pick up another kill, and he was hoping one of those T-side players would peek him, but no, he's forced to make the play and fall off. They're going to be able to keep these 2 rifles, because I don't think these AK players can afford to lose their guns at this point. A nice round from Tainted Minds, and that's what we need to see from them. They need to build up their confidence by winning these rounds. Ustillo got a great entry kill into that ace site, and that's what they need to see. They need to make these players. They need to get these players into key positions. Earlier we saw APOC make 3 kills from a pushed highway position. It's that creation of space, getting people into these positions. They can find a way in, they can get themselves out of it.
Yes, and we'll see a quick pause coming through here from Chiefs. They've got to find out what is going wrong right now. It's going to be a little bit awkward for them. They've obviously had a stunning start, but you do have a couple of questions. You know, can they keep their CT side moving? Do they want to try and, I suppose, pick up a few more rounds before they move on to that T? Because overall, Tainted Minds, I think even just picking up 5 or 6 rounds here on a T side could be enough to just roll them through onto that CT side and just blow Chiefs out of the water.
Yeah, well, it's interesting that we see Tainted struggle on the T side on Cache so early in the game, because Australian meta usually suggests that T side on maps being quite strong. This could just be a momentum run from Chiefs, and we could see Tainted Minds actually run on with it and win 10-5. But yeah, Chiefs, they're doing a fantastic job so far. They're playing these angles tight.
Infrequent doesn't manage to hit that shot. The 2 save weapons being the AK and the AWP. Now over towards this A site. Molotov will go down towards Forklift. Texter still just holding tight. He's going to try and get his hands on the AWP. Oh, he manages to drop APOC as well. For Texter, he's only got 1 point of health. He drops Sicko. My lord, this boy is on fire. Oh, he takes it off
AWP, the molly sprint.
He burns alive, but my lord, Zeusy now left 1v2. Oh, Texter has absolutely gone massive.
Oh, Texter's a freak. He doesn't even play with the AWP. He picks it up. How did he even get that P250 kill? He's looking at the AWP. He gets shot on the side of the head. He reacts. Boom, boom.
You know how he got the P250 kill? By using a 5.7 instead.
Oh, it was a 5.7. Wow.
That was beautiful.
Lethal. That kid right there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hands up in the air. Fist pump. Maybe. Maybe not. You gonna fist pump me? Give the fans a fist pump. Come on. Oh, no. Okay, he can't hear us. damn.
Really? He can't? You imagine if you can hear us. There are 3 players on B.
I like psychic abilities. I'm trying to communicate with him. Come on.
Look, psychic ability is useful in some situations.
Yeah. Telekinetic.
But Flicks playing up against over the smoke. Ustillo probably just caught the leg as it went over the box, and oh! He gets popped. As Tux tries to peek through. Ustillo goes down. Texted with the spray. Transfers on to 3. Ustillo, APOC off to all go down, and Frequent takes out Sicko.
What a freak! What a freak! That was freakish.
Freakishly freaky.
Recoil control. That was unbelievable from Texter. I'm shaking right now. That was not supposed to happen.
I need some holy water. I need some holy water right now. Oh.
I'm speechless right now. Every single player on Chiefs is showing up in a big way. This is unbelievable from these guys.
Lucy is going to put the smoke down, but as he pushes through to try and get his hands on this bomb, if he can pick up Texter, he'll be good. But Moe catches him, shots through the smoke. Zusi will fall. Nah, no fist bumps. This is what I don't get. He gets an amazing 3K. There's not even a fist, but there's nothing. It's just, oh yeah, sweet as, bro.
Yeah, we need some more team members to go in there and, like communicate with him or something, eh?
Yeah.
Get down there, get down there. Tell him to fist pump us.
Someone get in there, fist bump him, and then just walk back out.
Well, 7-3 lead to Chiefs right now. Tainted Minds fans, oh, they're scared. They're concerned at this point. But 14 kills on Texter. He's doing massive work, and this is only the first half.
Yeah, 14 kills in the first essentially 10 rounds. We're only sort of 20 seconds into the 11th. That is absolutely massive work, and you have to consider 6 of those have been in the last couple. As Texter, he switched sides again. He gets another. Moe picks up a double. Texter gets himself 2, looking for 3, and Tux will clean APOC up too fast from Tainted Minds. They get no utility out onto the site, and it costs them massively. They didn't really have much to play with in the first place, but it does hand Chiefs to the half. It gives them that 8-3 lead. If they keep rolling this, I imagine a 12-3 half from Chiefs.
This is explosive from these boys. They are showing up big time. What I really like to see is their rotations. Their communication seems to be on point, and that's something that's actually something that picks up when you're on LAN. Your communication is clearer. They're in a booth at this moment where they can communicate quite easily, do hand signals, look at each other. It's building up teamwork. Double thumbs up from me.
I just gave Chris a double thumbs up, and he basically predicted that I was giving it to him. So, it's not too bad, but Texter, he's rotated back to the B side. This kid is playing everywhere. Flash will come through, Tux manages to pick up Ustillo, but APOC gets that trade right on back. Flicks on the B side, will fall, but not before he picks up 1. Don't know if they'll be expecting Texter in this position, but if there's anyone who wants to pick up 3 kills here, it'll be Elfnu going down. He won't drop APOC, but Sicko will take down Moe. And now Frequent on the AWP, 1v2. He's on the flank. Sicko, I don't think he's aware. Oh, but he's just managed to get his way through. No!
Sharp shot.
Sicko will fall, and Infrequent, the bomb's been picked up. It's going to be a rotate through. Oh, Lord, imagine if he'd gone for that. APOC is going to go for this plant over on A. He'll have an open sight. The only problem is he's got 7 points of health. No matter what he's shot by, he will die.
That is right. I'm not too sure if this has been communicated to him either, but he's got a smoke, a molly, and a nade. How is he going to lead this retake onto the A site? APOC's in a beautiful position at this point, but he's vulnerable. He doesn't know where Infrequent's coming from at this point, but he's made the right decision.
Oh!
He glanced, but he didn't commit. APOC, lucky there, but he wins the round. A beautiful play for him to react and push all the way through with the bomb onto the A side and get the plant. That was a winning move. Fantastic play from him, but Tainted Minds got back on the board. 8 rounds to 4. Texter showing up big. 17 kills so far. Mad fragger.
Either way, that was nice work from APOC. There's perfect timing. He knew what he was doing. Infrequent realized he didn't have as much time as he wanted at that point. Going in with the pistol. He needed to go in with the pistol. There's no way the AWP was going to win him that round. But you just got to trust yourself. You got to hold that peak for just a slight second longer. The best part is that when you're peeking that angle, you're only really exposed to that sort of CT angle in the first place. So you don't have as much to worry about. You've maybe got Toxic to worry about, but your player's not going to really hide at Toxic when it falls.
Oh, Texter trying to cross door earlier. He was wanting to boost, but Moe didn't react, but he gets a quick frag on APOC. Is he going to be able to get the second frag on A main? He gets the second kill. This is a beautiful defense from him. He's offering a lot.
Oh!
He's tagging heavy.
Moe picks up a couple. Flix will clean up Ustillo. One more round on the board here for Chiefs, I do believe, unless Sicko pulls out this clutch 1v3. He doesn't have his hands on the bomb. But you saw the anger from Texter there to get pinged through the door.
But it doesn't matter. Moe stepped up for his teammate and did beautiful work. Flex on quick support on Fork. This is a team on fire. Moe in a vulnerable position somehow pulls out of it, and Frequent closes out the round 9-4 with the AWP. That was massive. Moe is in a predicament. He's in no man's land. He doesn't have a lot of cover, but he did the best he could. He picked up 2 kills and he did 90% damage to Sicko. Monster. Monster.
You'd say he was a monster, but you do feel slightly bad there for Texter. I mean, you saw the level of, like, he ripped his headset off. I don't think he was happy that there was no trade there, that there was nothing done about that player in Squeaky.
Well, he was trying to cross the closed door, and he just got spammed all the way down. I think he was hoping that he might get tagged, you know, to 60% HP and then be able to cross. But
3 bullets fly through the door and then they stop. But
yeah.
No, Ustillo just holds it.
Yeah, he was unlucky. But earlier we did see him asking Moe for the boost, but Moe wasn't quick to react. He had other things on his mind. The quick switch off, Moe rotated. A little bit of a miscommunication there, but it all turned out okay anyway because Moe stepped up in a big way.
Yeah, you say it turned out okay in the end, but at the same time, you now look, Tux maybe doesn't have the amount of utility he'd like in this round. So that it does make it a tiny bit questionable. You know, if Texter had survived, maybe you've got that extra bit of utility on Tux as well. Maybe he drops the weapon over instead. It's up in the air. There's no exact reasoning behind it. You can't say what would have happened had it not happened, I suppose. But at this point, Chiefs, they should be able to pick up... Why do I say should? This is AUCS. They should be able to pick up a 10th round here against these pistols, as it will be a couple of smokes, flashes, Molotovs out onto this B site. Texter is going to be dropping down. He's still pushed up close, and oh, Zeusy pings him, rips off his head. Moe through vents though, picks up 1, picks up 2, cleans up work. Texter, the only man to fall for Chiefs. But that was obviously a positive tactical pause there from Chiefs.
Yes, no, that was great work. I mean, that tactical pause did come from Chiefs that round. A lot of people must have been thinking whether or not it was from Tainted, but no, it was from Chiefs. They regather, they come out with the right core. They had 3 players stationed on the B site, and they managed to counter those pistols very well. They did a fantastic job on that. But what a fantastic half so far. The CT side of Cash, 10-4. Chiefs are just playing out of their skin right now.
Is there anywhere Texter won't play? Like, he's just played mid. He's now played everywhere on this map in this half, but it is only pistols out for this Tainted Minds side. Final round of the half. Moe in the corner, picks up Ustillo. It's going to be Sicko on the hunt, looking for it, pops off the head. Now Flix and Tux left 2 versus 4. Bring it to a 2 versus 3. Smokes will come through. Flick expecting the flank. That is beautiful. He drops off Nu. And Tux still left 1v2 on this A site. The bomb in Squeaky. Flash will come through. They expect Tux to still be close. APOC's going to peek out. And that will be a beautiful first half for Chiefs. 11-4 on Tainted Minds map pick of Cash.
Unreal. A man with a plan. Tux cleaned up that round. He wrapped it up beautifully. 2 beautiful kills there. 11 rounds in their favor. I've got to be concerned for Tainted Minds at this stage. They have not shown up at all. Ustillo is one of the only players that we've actually seen throughout this series, actually, in a big way. We've seen some positive impact from APOC, but other than that, I have not really noted much from Zeusy, Offnu, or Sicko.
I don't know what I'm watching at the moment. It feels bad. You know, you expect that on your own map pick, you're going to have your own half.